If deer regularly pass through your yard, a vegetable garden can change overnight. Beans, lettuce, cabbage, and other tender young plants can be extremely attractive to them, and just a few deer can undo weeks of work surprisingly quickly. But not every food plant is equally appealing. Plants with strong aromas, high concentrations of essential oils, coarse textures, or flavors deer tend to avoid are often left alone more often than soft, mild vegetables. That does not mean these plants are deer-proof. If deer pressure is very high or natural food is scarce, a hungry deer may sample almost anything. So the 12 plants in this video are not a replacement for a good fence when you truly need to protect a garden. But if deer are common where you live, and you want to prioritize edible plants that are generally less attractive to them, these are worth considering. Number 12. Lemon balm. Lemon balm has a strong lemon scent that becomes even more noticeable when you rub the leaves between your fingers. That strong aroma is one reason the plant is often less appealing to deer than soft leafy vegetables. The main harvest is the foliage. Young leaves can be used in tea, cold drinks, desserts, and recipes where you want a mild lemon flavor. Once the plant is established, you can cut whole stems and allow it to regrow instead of harvesting the entire plant at once. Lemon balm is fairly easy to grow. It prefers well-drained soil and can handle anything from full sun to partial shade. Once established, it usually doesn't require much attention. But that easy growth comes with a drawback. Lemon balm can self-seed and spread beyond the place where you originally planted it. If your garden is small or you like to keep everything tightly controlled, growing it in a large container may be easier. This isn't a crop that produces pounds of food like tomatoes or squash. But in a yard where deer regularly move through, a patch of lemon balm can give you aromatic leaves for months while often attracting much less attention than tender greens. Number 11. Dill. Dill has fine, feathery foliage, a very distinctive aroma, and eventually develops large yellow flower heads. A mature plant can almost look more like a light ornamental flower than a vegetable. Both the young leaves and the seeds are useful in the kitchen. The foliage is harvested while it's tender, while mature seed heads can be left to ripen and collected later in the season. Deer generally don't prioritize strongly aromatic plants like dill when more attractive food is available nearby. Still, young seedlings are tender and curious animals may sample them, so this is not something to treat as guaranteed protection. Dill prefers full sun and well-drained soil. Because it develops a taproot, it usually does best when sown directly where you want it to grow rather than being transplanted repeatedly. If you allow some plants to flower, they can also attract a wide range of beneficial insects. But if your main goal is fresh dill leaves, succession sowing can work better than planting only once. Dill tends to move into flowering fairly quickly as it matures, so sowing a small batch every few weeks can keep tender foliage available for longer. Number 10. Chives. Chives are one of the easiest choices if you want a perennial culinary plant that deer usually pay very little attention to. Their strong onion family aroma makes them much less attractive than mild, tender greens. The plants form neat clumps, and in spring or early summer, they produce round purple flowers that can be quite ornamental. You can cut the leaves close to the base and allow the plant to regrow. A healthy clump can give you repeated harvests throughout the growing season. Chives prefer full sun, but can tolerate some partial shade. They like well-drained soil, and established plants usually don't need much special care. Another advantage is that they take up very little room. You can grow them along the edge of a bed, in containers, or in small spaces near the kitchen. But don't assume that planting chives around the garden creates a protective wall that deer won't cross. What we can say with more confidence is that chives themselves are usually less appealing to deer. If your beans or lettuce are growing right behind them, deer may still walk straight past the chives to reach the plants they prefer. Number 9. Sage. Sage has thick, slightly fuzzy leaves and a strong concentration of aromatic oils. That combination is exactly the kind of thing deer often avoid. The plant can form a compact, attractive shrub with gray-green foliage and purple or blue-purple flowers, depending on the variety. So it works well both as a culinary herb and as part of a more ornamental planting. The leaves have a strong flavor, which means you usually don't need many plants to supply a household. Sage prefers full sun and especially dislikes soil that stays wet for long periods. If your yard has heavy soil that holds water, a raised bed or container with better drainage may work much better. Once established, sage handles dry conditions fairly well. But newly planted sage still needs regular moisture while the roots become established. Whether it survives winter depends on the variety and your local climate. But where conditions are suitable, one sage plant can remain productive for years while generally staying far down the list of things deer want to eat. Number 8. Rosemary. Rosemary is probably one of the clearest examples of an edible plant with an aroma strong enough that deer usually aren't very interested. Its small, needle-like leaves contain a lot of essential oil. For us, that means the familiar scent used with roasted meats, potatoes, breads, and many other foods. For deer, it usually makes the plant much less appealing than tender, mild vegetables. In places with mild winters, rosemary can grow into a substantial shrub and live for many years. It prefers full sun, excellent drainage, and does poorly if its roots stay wet for long periods. Once the plant is mature, harvest the younger tips rather than cutting deeply into old woody stems. Regular light pruning also helps keep the shrub compact. If you live somewhere with very cold winters, growing rosemary in a container can be useful because the plant can be moved to a more protected location when necessary. But again, rosemary is less attractive to deer, not a perfect deer repellent. A hungry animal may still sample tender new growth. Number 7. Lemongrass. Lemongrass brings a completely different shape into the garden. Instead of a small woody herb, it grows as a large clump of long grass-like leaves with a strong lemon scent when cut or crushed. The tender lower stalk is the part most commonly used in cooking, especially in many Southeast Asian dishes. Older leaves can also be used to flavor broths or drinks and then removed before serving. Deer usually show little interest in strongly aromatic grasses like lemongrass. The plant also has a coarse texture that is very different from the soft, leafy vegetables they commonly prefer. Lemongrass loves heat. It needs plenty of sun, reasonably fertile soil, and consistent moisture during active growth. In tropical and subtropical climates, it can grow as a perennial. In colder regions, it is usually treated as an annual or grown in a container that can be protected over winter. If you want something that looks attractive, has real culinary value, and is not usually high on a deer's menu, lemongrass is a very useful option. Number 6. Asparagus. Asparagus is different from most plants on this list because it is a long-term investment. Once an asparagus bed is established, you can harvest the young spears every spring for many years, but you should not harvest heavily from a newly planted bed. The plants need time to build a strong root and crown system first. The young spears are the edible part. After the harvest period ends, the remaining shoots grow into tall, fern-like foliage. That foliage helps the plant store energy for the following year, so it should stay in place while it is still green and healthy. Asparagus is commonly listed among food plants that deer damage less often than many other vegetables. But that doesn't mean a tender new spear can never be eaten. Fresh asparagus shoots are soft, and in an area with very heavy deer pressure, they can still be sampled. If you grow asparagus, choose the location carefully from the beginning. It prefers full sun, well-drained soil, and a permanent spot that won't be dug up and rearranged every year. Once the initial establishment period is over, asparagus can become one of the lower-maintenance perennial food crops in the yard. Number 5. Rhubarb. Rhubarb has huge leaves and thick red or green-red stalks that are instantly recognizable. It is also one of the plants where we need to be very clear about which part is edible and which part is not. The part we eat is the leaf stalk. Rhubarb leaves should not be eaten. They contain high levels of oxalates and other compounds that make them unsafe as food. Rhubarb is usually damaged less often by deer, and the natural chemistry of the plant may be one reason it is not especially attractive to them. It prefers climates with a real cold winter and generally performs best in cooler regions. The plant needs a permanent location, fertile, well-drained soil, and plenty of room because a mature clump can become quite large. Like asparagus, this isn't something you plant today and harvest heavily right away. Give the plant time to establish before taking large numbers of stalks. When harvesting, remove only some of the healthy stalks and leave enough foliage for the plant to continue feeding its root system. Rhubarb earns a place on this list because it isn't just another strongly scented herb. It is a substantial perennial food plant that can remain in the garden for years. Number 4. Horseradish. Most of the value of horseradish is in the part deer have the hardest time reaching, underground. The plant produces large leaves above the soil, but the edible part is the root, which is used for its intense, spicy flavor. Horseradish is generally not a favorite of deer, and even if some foliage is sampled, the main harvest remains below ground. This is a vigorous perennial and becomes very easy to grow once established. But there is an important practical downside. Horseradish can be very difficult to remove once it is established. Even a small piece of root left behind after digging can grow into a new plant. So don't put horseradish in the middle of a bed you plan to completely rearrange every season. A dedicated area or large container is often much easier to manage. Horseradish prefers full sun, but can tolerate some partial shade, and loose soil makes root harvest much easier. You also don't need a long row of plants. A few healthy horseradish plants can produce plenty of root for most households. Number 3. Eggplant. Eggplant is one of the more surprising plants on this list because it doesn't have the powerful aroma of rosemary, garlic, or sage. Still, several extension sources place eggplant among vegetables that are damaged less often by deer than favorites like beans, peas, and lettuce. That doesn't mean eggplant leaves are completely immune. A deer passing through the yard may still sample a plant, especially when food is scarce. But overall, eggplant is often not one of the first crops they target. Eggplant loves heat. It needs full sun, warm soil, and a reasonably long growing season. Don't put young plants outside too early while the soil is still cold. They often just sit there and grow very slowly until temperatures improve. Once fruit begins developing, keep moisture reasonably consistent. Harvest when the fruit has reached a useful size, but the skin is still glossy and the flesh has not become overly mature. Eggplant is an important addition to this list because it shows that gardening around deer doesn't have to mean growing nothing but strongly scented herbs. You can still include a real summer fruiting vegetable. Number 2. Garlic. Garlic is one of the strongest choices among food plants that deer generally avoid. Its powerful aroma makes it very different from the tender, mild vegetables deer usually prefer. Across much of the temperate United States, garlic is planted in fall, spends the winter in the ground, and then develops larger bulbs the following spring and early summer. Each clove becomes a new plant. Choose healthy cloves and plant them in a sunny location with well-drained soil. After colder weather arrives, a layer of mulch can help stabilize soil temperature and suppress weeds. Growth resumes strongly in spring before the bulbs begin to develop. When the lower leaves start turning yellow and drying during harvest season, that is usually a sign to begin checking the bulbs. Hardneck garlic also gives you another edible harvest, garlic scapes. These flower stalks are cut while still young and tender and can be used like a mild garlic-flavored vegetable. Garlic is extremely useful in a garden with deer pressure, but don't plant it around another crop and assume the other crop is now protected. Garlic itself is usually less attractive. It does not create an invisible barrier that deer refuse to cross. Number 1. American pawpaw. Pawpaw is the most unusual plant on this entire list. It is a fruit tree native to eastern North America. The fruit has green skin and soft yellow to creamy flesh, with a flavor often compared to banana, mango, or other tropical fruits. But the tree is much more cold-hardy than the fruit's tropical appearance might suggest. Another especially useful feature is that deer generally do not prefer pawpaw foliage and branches. Natural compounds in the plant make the leaves much less attractive to browsing deer than many other fruit trees. There is an important distinction, though. Deer not wanting to eat the tree does not mean wildlife will ignore the ripe fruit. Fruit that falls to the ground can still attract deer and many other animals. Young pawpaw trees also need to be managed properly. Small trees often benefit from some protection from intense sun while they are getting established, while mature trees usually produce more fruit with better light. And a single pawpaw tree does not always set fruit well on its own. For better pollination, it is usually helpful to have at least 2 genetically different trees growing close enough together. The ripe fruit is soft and has a short shelf life, which is one reason pawpaw is not usually stacked in grocery stores the way apples or oranges are. But if you have the right climate and enough room, pawpaw can give you a very unusual native fruit from a tree whose foliage deer typically prefer to leave alone. If deer are one of the biggest challenges in your yard, having a fruit tree they are generally less interested in browsing is a very useful advantage. If deer regularly visit your yard, it helps to avoid thinking in absolute terms. A plant is not simply either completely protected or guaranteed to be eaten. The amount of damage can change with deer population, season, available natural food, weather, and even the habits of the local herd. So if you only have an occasional deer passing through, prioritizing plants like garlic, chives, rosemary, sage, lemongrass, or perennial crops like rhubarb and pawpaw may reduce the number of plants that attract immediate attention. But if deer are walking into your garden every night and eating almost everything they find, don't try to solve the entire problem with plant selection alone. A properly designed fence or another physical barrier is still much more reliable for crops you absolutely need to protect. If deer regularly visit your garden, please share your experience in the comments. Tell us what part of the country you're gardening in, which food plants the deer almost always leave alone, and which ones they eat the moment they get a chance. Those regional differences are extremely useful. Your experience could help another gardener in a similar area decide which plants are actually worth trying first, and I'd genuinely like to read what has worked in your garden and learn from it too. Subscribe for more practical food gardening ideas built around real backyards, real weather, limited space, and the animals that sometimes come with them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next garden.